Well, I made it to the claim. I woke up at 2 in the morning and I couldn't sleep, so I just decided to head her out. Got here at a half decent time. I think it was 10:30, 11 o'clock, and started to set up the tent, and I got the tent just draped over the frame, and a windstorm came up and just about blew the whole thing up over on top of itself and wrecking the legs, and it was a pretty crazy situation. I've never scrambled like that before trying to get a tent set up. I was panicking. Of course, I left half my little screws at home there to anchor it down, so I was using pin bars and quad winches and everything else I could get my hands on. But I made it here, thank God. I can't imagine doing that midday or in the evening or a rainstorm, because probably would have just packed up and went back home. Got her tied down good, and just gonna take a little breather here. I haven't stopped since I started, so getting pretty tired. Here's a look at all the inside camp box. All the utensils and forks and plates, and it's nice having everything in one box. My bed, dog's bed, wood stove. So there's quite a bit of snow on the little access road getting in here. I managed to use the quad and kind of break a little bit of a trail enough that I could get the truck in. And then over where we were high banking 2 years ago, there's still quite a bit of snow and the ground looks fairly froze. It's more shaded than right here. So I think for the evening, I might set the high banker up on this little bank right down there and maybe do a little bit of high banking just to get rid of the gold fever for the night. And then I'm going to concentrate the next 2 days on down at the Fraser River claim. I want to get there and check it out before the river rises too high and I can't make it there because it's on a little bit of an island. So yeah, go check her out tomorrow. Well, here goes the maiden voyage. Just kind of starting off fairly slow water there, just going to slowly ramp it up if I see the extension starting to plug up at all. Got a second little sluice there, just catching some of the dirt, see if it serves for losses. I imagine there'll still be some, but hopefully that little thing doesn't have nothing in it when I'm done. Well, it's 5 o'clock, we'll play around here for a bit and see if we can get a little bit of gold anyways. Pan out the concentrates tonight and see what we get. Well, I'm finished with an hour's run. Just gonna shut her down before I can get some firewood ready before dark, and it's been a long day, so I'm gonna hand pan that little bit out right there just to give an idea of what was partially falling out the end of the sluice. And I'm not gonna bother cleaning that separately from the top, but I think tomorrow or whenever I'll try and pan them separately to see which mat caught more or what the result was. But overall I'm pretty happy. Like, they're loaded fairly good with black sands. Like, this is all pure black sands. They're holding the sands and they're getting rid of the gravel, so I think it's very pleased how it's worked. See a couple specks here and there up in the talon mat, so I'll get to work and see what we got for that hour's run. Well, you're probably not going to be able to even see it, but there was 4 microscopic little pieces in that little in-creek sluice. So I'm very impressed. I still don't know if the sluice has any gold in it, but at least all that material processing through those mats would have caught more than just that, so that's a very good sign. Well, I'm just inside. I've got a nice hot fire going, some tunes playing, big old pot of spaghetti, dogs tuckered out, and a bunch of cold beer. It's good. And after I'll tackle the cold there's probably not enough to even weigh, but we'll clean it up anyways and see what it weighs out to. Well, here's the Fraser River claim. I got here, I don't know, 6-7 hours ago. I've been digging around, poking some holes, doing some pans, and upper edge of the claims right about there. And the lower portion goes just beyond that point right there. And this is one of the biggest inside gravel deposits along this stretch of the river. It's a huge inside bend, and there's a ginormous gravel bar, and I don't know what's going wrong here. The people upriver 2 corners, it's on a straight portion of the river. It doesn't even look like it'd be that good, and it's roughly the same looking gravel, and they're getting like 4 grams a day. And the most I've seen here per pan was, you know, 20 specks, but they're so microscopic that it's not even worth your time to dig it. It would never add up to anything. And I tried going deep, I've tried skimming the surface, and I've tried sample pans, just random spots downstream close to the water. Right in here there's a really nice bunch of depressions with some kind of reddish looking gravels, and nothing. There's some spots, like I even tried up under the corner there, up under the bank on some old, must be like ancient gravels. They're way up high, and I don't know what's going on. But on the more serious note, I was considering leaving all the stuff here and poking around tomorrow, and then there's another back channel that floods during high water, and I walked up around the point and I got right over in here, and the water, it's been raining off and on a little bit, and the water's flooding as fast as I can walk down the stream. So I was like, holy man, if I don't hurry up and get my stuff out of here, I might be swimming trying to get it. So I'm in a mad dash run to get everything out of the area back on my side of the river before she floods anymore. It was nothing all day, and then all of a sudden the water started to rise, and man, it's coming fast. But I think I've seen enough here that I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go back to the old claim, and ground's way better, closer, and see if I can get some more gold. There's how Fraser River flash flood happens, right there. I knew this channel had the risk of flooding, but not this fast though. I seen this channel was dry. I was like, oh, that'll take, you know, days to fill up. Well, I was wrong, only hours. When I got back, it's flooded right from there. All this in a matter of 10 minutes. Oh my god, I made it back to the road. I am wiped. That was the stupidest thing I've ever done. Hiked all that gear all the way down the hill, across the channel, over to the gravel bar. I learned a huge lesson. Don't stake claims blind, even though you think they might be good. And the first time you go check one out, take a pan and shovel. Take a bunch of sample pans, and then if it's worth your while, then figure out how to get your gear all the way down there. I just got cocky and thought it was going to be great gold, like it is upriver a little bit, and it bit me for sure. Oh, I'm done. Pack this gear up and head back to camp. Well, I'm back to the claim here. This is the pit that we finished off 2 years ago. I got all the big rocks chucked back in, but the plan is that I want to use that as a settling pond to discharge tailings into. That way you don't got to keep dealing with the tailings, they kind of reclimate as you go. So this is the next hole that I'm going to start with right here, but it looks like it still might be a little bit froze, so built a big fire. Hopefully by morning it's nice and thawed, as well as it kind of opens up more ground eventually to mine. Cleaned up all this right here. There's a whole bunch of dead trees, so you get rid of a fire hazard, open up more ground, and helps thaw your work area out. So I'll watch this here till it kind of calms down a bit, and then should be good to go for the morning. Got the hole stripped off, all the big rocks and overburden, so I'm down to the good gravels there. Did a sample pan, showed some pretty good color. So I'm gonna probably spend the rest of the day just checking out some new areas, doing some sample panning, and then I think tonight I'll get the high banker set up so in the morning I'm ready to go. I'm just so bagged out after stripping all that stuff off. I don't want to overdo it and wreck the trip, so I'll get it all set up and be ready for the morning. But some areas I want to go and check out and spend the day doing that. So this is how it's really nice out. Well, it's quite the weather we're having here. Got some snow coming down. It's been raining off and on. We got the little tent set up here, so it's nice to be able to stay out of the weather a bit. Did a quick little run there yesterday, only 10 minutes, and seen some decent little specks in the map and checked the tailings for losses, and only found 3 microscopic little pieces, so that was a good sign. Best part, not having to deal with all your fine tailings. You reclimate it and you save yourself a ton of work. Well, extension's working good. Happy with it, how it's collecting all the black sands and it's getting rid of all the light material.